Hello friends, I'm Brian, and this is Gizmo Board Games. Happy holidays! Today I am going to bring you a review of Sushi GO Party because I assume you're meeting with more people than typical and looking for maybe a quick fun party game that, allows for a larger player count. Sushi GO Party is a game designed by Phil Walker Harding, who designed the basic Sushi Go as well, and this is just an expansion of that with even more content. I'm going to go ahead and get to the other camera and show you a little bit of how it plays before I get into my Gizmo final thoughts. Alright, so Sushi GO Party is just a pick and pass card game where, depending on player count, you're going to get a number of cards into hand, and from there you're going to choose one and play it to your tableau, your table, your area, whatever in front of you. And then at the end of the round, you're going to score points based on what you have and based on the menu at play. Basic Sushi Go only had so many items to use, but Sushi GO Party adds a whole bunch more. I couldn't even tell you what was normal game and what is in the party version. I've played both, but this is the only version I own. So at the beginning of the game, basically you're going to go through the deck and choose one rolls scoring card and cards. So in this case, I have Mackie, which is for 2 to 5 players. And then 2 specials, which change up how the game works or how you can do certain things or whatever, depending on what comes out. In this game, I have wasabi and soy sauce, for example. You get 2 appetizers or 3 appetizers, and 1 dessert. And dessert's usually going to be final scoring cards at the end of the game that you'll play out in each round, because you're going to play 3 total rounds, and then Sue has the most points at the end of the 3rd round. And usually dessert cards you're just going to kind of set aside and keep from round to round, and then try to have the most of whatever it is. But they're all going to be different. So, how does the game play? I've kind of already mentioned it. You start with a hand of cards. You're going to pick one sushi card out of your hand, and then pass the pile to the next player. And once everybody has done that, so I'll say they picked that and passed this around to me, 2-player game. That's how I do my setups for my run-throughs. I apologize if that bothers you. This game does play 2 to 8, but it plays the same regardless, other than your hand count's going to be different depending on player count. Not only that, if there's more players, you're only going to see your hand once through, whereas with 2 players, you're going to see the same cards coming back to you. So it can change up your planning a little bit more in a lower player count game, whereas a higher player count, you just kind of hope you get past what you want. But anyway, once everybody's in, they'll just flip them up and put them in front of them, and then do it again. Now, some special cards might change things up at this point, depending on what it is. Like chopsticks lets you do something else, and the spoon lets you do something else. But in the game I have set up here, nothing special is going to happen right now. Then I would just look at the next hand and figure out what I'm going to do. So let's say I'm going to go with the wasabi now and pass this. My opponent's going to take that, pass that, and then we'll flip. Wasabi is a special. That means the next nigiri I play, not this one because it's already played, but the next one will be worth 3 times as many points. And then they took a sashimi. So they're going to try to collect 2 more sashimis. All right, so now I want to look for a big old nigiri. Maybe I already knew it was coming. If I was paying attention to my hand the first time through, I probably would have known it was coming. But we'll go ahead and grab just one of these 2s. I don't want to put there. I don't want to give away what I'm doing. And then my partner, or my opponent here, let's say they want to go ahead and get that sashimi. So I cheated and looked at their hand, but that's to help them out a little bit more. I'm going to come up. I'm going to play this onto my wasabi, and now that one's worth 6 points instead of 2 points. And they're going to collect their second sashimi. So I want to know that because 1 more, and they're going to get 10 points for sashimi scoring. So if there's 1 in this hand, I probably want to try to steal it. There is not, though. I believe there was 1 in that hand, though. So they were super prepared for that, because I believe right in here there was 1. Or maybe not. Maybe I cheated them out of points. I did. But that's basically the game. You're just going to keep grabbing cards and playing them out until you have played every card that was dealt around the table. And then you're going to go through and score. Nigiri is going to score just for what it's faced. Nigiri is in every game, and it's got values 1, 2, or 3. And again, because I had the wasabi on that one makes that one worth 6. If I had played the 3 there, it would have been a 9-point score for me. So my person to my right or left, depending on the round, you're going to pass it a different direction, would need to pay attention to that. I played wasabi if they could. And that's it. You're just going to go through and score every round, move the tracker, play another round, move the points, play the third round, and see who Sushi GO partied the best. I'm going to go ahead and take it back to the front can and give my gizmo thoughts. All right, so what do I think of the gameplay? Well, it's a fun pick and pass game. It plays quick, not hard at all. You just look at your hand and pick what you hope is going to score you the best in each round based on how the hand looks and based on a lot of luck of what's passed. Again, in a lower player count, you're going to kind of know which cards are going to come back around to you, whereas a higher player count, it's definitely a lot more just I hope what I want is coming around the table. But it's just a nice, lightweight, fun, family-friendly pick and pass game where your choices are just limited to what's in your hand and what's on your table. It's not hard to score. A little bit confusing maybe if you got different specials out, but it has recommendations in the rule book for beginning game. Pick these before these, and various other what's called menus, where it just kind of picks and chooses based on certain strategies or play styles that you might want to use. All that's spelled out in the big fat rule book that doesn't even need to be this fat, but it really does a good job of explaining how every card's going to score and give examples of best play style. The actual rules themselves, I think, take up the first 4 pages. Simple rule set, not even a lot of complexity in the play. Ingredients, what I think of the ingredients. The cards they're okay. I wish they were a little better quality because this is a game where you're shuffling a lot and passing cards around a bunch of people. I might get around to sleeving. It's a lot of cards to sleeve though, so I don't know if I will. But they're not terrible quality. The art is super, super neat. I forget who the artist is, so excuse me while I look real quick. Boom, right there. Nope, it's not right there. It's on the back. Nan Rangzima. Nan Rangzima is the illustrator. I hope I got close to that. Nan, I apologize. I really like the cute little sushi art, little happy little sushis. It looks good. The food part of it looks good, but it's got the cartoony faces on them. So while you want to eat them, you don't, because you don't want to eat their little cartoon faces. I don't know. I really like the art. It's nice. It's cute. It's welcoming for everyone. And I don't know. It's good art style. I really like the dual layer board where you can slide in the ingredients for each game. I'm pointing at something you can't see. Let me show you what I'm pointing at here. All right. So it's got dual layer boards where you can slide in the meal specials for each day into their spots and keep track around the board with the markers. You do have to remember what color you are. There's no other indicator, that I'm purple and my opponent is yellow or vice versa. So there is that, but most people choose their favorite color, and hopefully not many people are going to fight over which color they are. That's the only little drawback here is if there's one little other one of these just to indicate who was which color. That does cause a confusion at times. All right, so that was ingredients. Is it easy to play? Yes, I've already covered this as usual in my... I really need to change my G. I probably will next year as we come around. The gameplay and is it easy to play always seem to run together. So is it easy to play? Yes, it's very easy to play. Look at a hand of cards, pick one, put it down, do some math at the end of the round. And a little bit of strategy involved in that, but that's the gist of the game. So yes, it's easy to play. You can teach it to anybody, and after a few turns or rounds, I guess, play it once through for everybody to learn, and then play it again for real. It plays 20 to 30 minutes, maybe at most, if you have a lot of players. The slowdown is just doing the end of round scoring. Really, the gameplay itself is super smooth, super fast. More of it. Do I want more of it? I do really enjoy this one. It's good in a higher player count. I think it's one of those games that you can have 8 players play it really quick, swap people in and out, and play another one. So I think it is good. It's good, more of it. There's plenty of things in this 10 here. Look at all these cards that I didn't pick out for this game. So there's a whole bunch of mix and match going on where you can just pull out and play a different game each time, but the same game too. They don't add that much different, and every card says what it does on the bottom of it. for example, this tofu card here, if I have one of them, it's worth 2 points. If I have two, it's worth 6 points. If I have three or more, it's worth 0 points. So if people stick me with the third one that I didn't want in the last round, then I've just wasted my tofu cards. So that's where some strategy comes in, and playing against the other players too, and watching what they're pulling and trying to do, and trying to thwart it. And I mentioned that before. Originality. Is it original? It's original enough. I don't know when original Sushi Go came out, but a pick and pass game where you're pulling a card out and sliding the deck to the next player. I don't remember when that became a thing, if it was before Sushi Go. So somebody let me know in the comments. But this was my first experience, was the original Sushi Go with that play style. But I think it's original enough, just using the sushi, the different sushis doing different things based on, collecting them or not collecting them, or whatever the case is. I think it's fun. It's original. It's cute. Even if the gameplay is not original, the theme of the sushi collection is original, and you're making your own plates of sushi in front of you as the game goes on. And that's the theme, if nothing else, is original to me, and I really welcome it. All right, so how do I rate this? I give it a 4 out of 5 gizmos, just because it's not overly complex, but it is fun. So it kind of, I like complex games generally. I'm not a big party game player, but for a party game, this is one of my favorites to pull out. I really enjoy playing it. It's a lot of fun. I may even bump this rating now that I'm talking about it. But yeah, a 4 or a 4.5 out of 5 for sure. Solid, fun game, quick, easy. Again, it plays to 8. So if you've got a big group coming over, you can play this one and then break off into, a heavier 4-player game with 2 groups, or whatever you want to do. If your family's in town, you can introduce it to them. Say, hey, you like board games? Maybe not. Maybe you don't know board games, but let me show you what you can do with a pick and pass card game instead of just playing a normal card game. So I think it's good. You can introduce it to people. You can play it quick, easy, fun. If people don't like it after one play, they're out 20 minutes, and they can go find something else to do. I don't know, because I'm probably going to play it again after the first play. But there you have it. Let me know your thoughts about Sushi Go in the comments below. If you've played it, if you played the party, which one you prefer. I don't know why you wouldn't prefer party. It's the same thing. You just get more out of it for roughly the same cost. I think this 10 was $20, $25. So it's a good value, a good investment. Lots of fun to be had in Sushi Go Party. So comment below your thoughts on it, what I missed, what else I should check out that might be in similar vein to Sushi Go Party, whether it's similar style of game or just the similar, easy to get to the table for a good price points and quick to play with lots of people. Because I'm not much of a party gamer. I mentioned that before. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe below if you haven't. Come back and see me next time as I try to put out a video a week, whether it's a review, a top 10, or some other board game related content. Thanks for coming. Bye.